1/4 inch seam allowances are essential when piecing your quilt. So today I'm going to show you how to test to make sure you're not only sewing accurate 1/4 inch seam allowances, but that you're doing it consistently. So how we're going to start is with some 2.5 inch squares. And you want to make sure that these are exactly 2.5 inches because we're going to measure this after we stitch them. And if these are off in the beginning, you can throw everything off in the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of these pieces, lay them right sides together, and I'm just going to stitch along the side here using that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, now that we have this stitch, we're going to take it over and press it. I do want to set my seam first. And then I'm going to press it away from the white fabric. So we're going to press it towards the green. Okay. And now that we have this, we can actually go ahead and put our 3rd square on there. So again, I'm going to lay these right sides together, take it over to the machine and stitch it. And once again, we're going to press it. So I will set my seam to start. And again, pressing away from the white, press it towards the green. Okay, so now that we have this, we can go ahead and measure it. Now, since this started out as a 2.5 inch square, we had a 1/4 inch on each side for our seam allowance. This should measure exactly 2 inches. All right, and we look and see that it's right in between our 2 inches, so we know we have our 1/4 inch seam allowance down. Now we want to make sure that we are doing this on a consistent basis. So the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to sew 2 more rows of 3 just like this. So I have those here. And what we're going to do now is essentially we're going to create a 9 patch. So I'm going to take and sew one of these rows to this row here. And then we would take this over and we would press it, and then we would add our 3rd row on there. I just open this up to show you. Lay it this way. And then we would actually sew this remaining row onto our other 2. We have one that we've already done that with. So what I have here is my 9 patch. Now there are several places on here that you can measure to make sure you do have those 1/4 inch seam allowances. Each one of these squares, middle squares in the row, can be measured to make sure they're 2 inches. But the way we're really going to test to make sure that we are doing this consistently is by measuring our center square. So if we lay our ruler on there, we should see that our center square is exactly 2 inches by 2 inches. And so since we have that, we know that we are consistently and accurately stitching those 1/4 inch seam allowances. So whether you're new to quilting, maybe you have a new machine or trying out a new 1/4 inch foot, take the time and do test to make sure that you are getting those accurate 1/4 inch seam allowances. I think you'll be happier with the way your overall project turns out. Thanks so much for joining us, and tune in next time for more Sew Easy lessons.